So, yeah, round 10, huh? It's fucking crazy. Excuse my language, but I have to say it is fucking crazy. Most of you guys heard the stories, how I came up with this idea. Now, 12 and a half years ago, the first one was 9 years ago, number 10, 9 years, and 3.5 years of preparation time. It was an idea of overindulgence, and I was sitting with some of my friends on the balcony in Vancouver watching cruise ships leave, and like, we should charter one of these cruise ships and put a heavy metal festival on, right? Everybody was like, Andy, you're crazy, it's never gonna work, whatever, they're gonna sink the ship, blah, 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 you know. Look what we accomplished, you know. I mean, it makes me proud to see all of you guys here. I don't know if Wolfgang mentioned this before. We once made it past the 70 mark again. We have 71 different nations on board. This is just incredible. As I always call it, this is the United Nations of heavy metal at sea, and this is what makes me most proud. Now, I'm sure you're gonna ask, why the hell was so many things running so late, running up to this cruise, right? So before the question is even asked, I'm gonna give you the answer. I mean, I'm to blame. I'm always the ones to blame. I had some serious health issues last year. I don't want to go into details here, but I made it. I'm okay again, and of course, you know, it's not good if the head of the operation is out of order, and then everything falls apart. We already had problems and communication problems previous years. We made adjustments. I made already further, and I will make even more adjustments so that if I'm out once again, hopefully that there will be still communication, and there will be a cruise, and everybody will have a party even if I'm not around. So that's just for this. My apologies. It shouldn't happen again. Many people didn't believe that we would even pull this off in this short time. It is quite amazing that we actually sold out in the end. I mean, by the skin of our teeth, you know, but we did. It's a testimony to the brand that 70,000 tons of metal is. And I mean, there's also something that I can be very proud of, and that all of you should be very proud of, because you're part of this, because all of you, the press, you help us to spread the word around the world.
We believe in it.
You're true believers, right? Now there is one other thing that I would like to talk about because it comes up in more and more of interviews that I'm giving. We're reading it in the press in general and so on. It's probably something some people don't like to hear about on the ship here, but I know it is a general concern for many people. It is the environmental impact of the cruise industry in general, about traveling, flying, and so on. We are very well aware of that, but we're also aware that, I mean, what we do here is connecting people from around the world. But it is a concern. We're actually working internally in the company what we can do, not just simply offering the possibility of CO2 compensation, but probably going a step further. So that process hasn't been completed yet, so I can't really tell you exactly in what direction we will go, but just to make you aware that we are aware of this. And I know also that the cruise industry themselves, like airlines themselves, they're also aware and already do some stuff, you know. It's not just that they do not care. So investments are made. I mean, we've been installed scrubbers on all their ships a couple of years ago. I know that there is stuff on the way for shore power in the ports that offer this, and so on. So it is a process. Just that you know, I mean, we're not just putting a blind eye on this, and especially us, the 70,000 tons of metal, we are aware of this as well. And I mean, more news will come about this, I don't want to say it, but yeah, soon. So we're working on something that offers our guests the possibility to do all this maybe with a little better conscience. So,
Thanks so much. Skipper.
you're very welcome,
Thanks so much.
sir.
Thanks so much.
This, you still have some questions. Who goes first? No questions? All right, that's it.
Yeah, you can go forward. Yeah.
I think you already explained a lot of the questions we all had, I guess, so.
The last 10 years.
But if it was about your personal reasons of why you were running late, everybody's happy about
Well,
it?
once again, Mareike, it's not, I mean, I of course, I also want to apologize, but it's more an explanation. It's more an explanation, and it's not good. I know this myself. I'm also learning. I'm still learning every year.
But that's not what I meant. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you very much.
We're all having an awesome party, you know, and I hope it's going to last forever.
Aww.
As long as I'm around, and I will put measures into place that 70,000 tons of metal will live on, even if one day, hopefully far into the future, I will not be around anymore. Well, then we probably have my dear brother that is now working hard while I'm just answering questions here. You know? But there will be certainly also other people that can fill my role one day in the future. Of course, this doesn't go from one day to the other, but yeah, live and learn. We'll make it better next time. Now, first of all, I will have to go back to the drawing board and have to design a new pool deck stage, because not only did we have to make course deviations that cost a lot of money, every time you're sailing in the wrong direction, adds mileage, and you have increased fuel consumption. Now we have to run the ship much faster. It costs also more, but that's all okay. My main concern was, first of all, the safety of everyone. This is always my number one concern. It doesn't matter what it costs. And also, I have to thank once again to my world-class crew that actually pulled this off so in such short time and in between the shows, so that we had minimal delays. My apologies go out to Ishan that couldn't finish his show. However, I was there afterwards when Devin Townsend played, and that was one time more heavy metal history in the making live on board 70,000 tons of metal. Because Devin Townsend and Ishan, like, this is the only once, right? You know, I mean, he played another song that was unbelievable, really unbelievable. Sorry to at the gates, they went on 15 minutes late, but I mean, in the end, they could play their The Slaughter of the Soul set. I mean, for me, I was kind of smiling, and I always come up with stupid ideas. And so for me, it was like, oh yeah, this is a Slaughter of the Soul. This is a Slaughter of the pool deck stage. You know, I looked up there, you know. But yeah, I mean, that was cool. I have to thank also the bands, because of course they're getting nervous and this and that, you know, and also Finchwell before, but they were all cool. And actually, Finchwell in the end could go on stage in time. Thanks also a lot to all the sailors that were so cooperative and vacated the pool deck within a couple of minutes. I mean, try doing this at an other festival. This is a testimony once again for what heavy metal fans are. You know, it's like, it's a family. They understand. Okay, we do this, boom, baf. You know, it's really good. All right, I think you had a question.
No, hold on.
First step, nice. You are next.
Are you able to comment on anything for next year?
If you are coming to the pool deck at 1:30 after Exodus played, you will get the news directly from me. I don't want to spill all the beans now, and then information goes around. They will all get it. Everybody will get it firsthand from me on what is left of that stage. Tonight, respectively tomorrow at 1:30 a.m. Please.
Well, actually, I don't have a question, but a compliment to make. If you mentioned the crew, the security was the best ever this year. So it was really, everybody was very nice, especially also the photographers, and well organized. And that's why also the metalheads went off the the pool deck and as quickly as possible, because they were all friendly and nice, and they didn't push, there was no aggression, nothing. So it has been different in other years, but this year was the best ever. So big applause to the security.
Thank you very much for that. I will extend the thank you to Mike, my chief of security, and he will extend it to all of his security crew. I know, I mean, actually Mike is with us for many, many years, since the beginning. I mean, he has done all of them as well. It trickles down, sometimes it doesn't trickle down all the way. I mean, if there is always like a black sheep or whatever, like we try to weed them out. But you're right, I mean, his main guys, and it's also a learning curve, you know, because being a security at a heavy metal show is something different than when you're probably somewhere in a football stadium or whatever, or other music. So I mean, not all of them were used how to deal with crowd surfing and all this. But thank you, and I agree with it. You know, they learned their lessons too, and they improved a lot. And the security is good. I think so. Thank you.
Okay, I am. Here. It's not so much.
I'm tired.
It's not so much a question or a request. While I was doing interviews this afternoon, the news reached me that Neil Peart, the Rush drummer, died, which of course is terrible news. And the musicians that I spoke to, they were all shocked, and they said maybe we should, you know, get the word around to amongst the bands that they may do a tribute. So that's something that I address to you. So if there's a way to communicate amongst the bands that Neil Peart died, I'm sure there's bands that may want to do a tribute, and so that was my request.
I will extend that to the remaining scheduled artists. Of course, I don't want to stipulate anything, you know, but I mean, maybe the one or the other will be willing to do something. Good idea. Thank you.
Andy, what was the main problem with the floor in the Royal Theatre?
The main problem with the flooring there was now some of this floor that has been used now for many years, and it's actually not really the correct flooring for being put in and out and in and out. Those are all tiles that interlock. And it already had problems in previous years, so it was not really in the best condition anymore. Now, unfortunately, and we're still following up on that, the new floor that was purchased, it was not from our end, but it doesn't really matter, was not the same type, so the new part of the floor didn't interlock with the old one. And then, you know, it's a domino effect. It starts to pop up somewhere, and then pieces flying off, and then everything, you know. So I helped even personally there in between shows, running every time down, and we used, I don't know, maybe $1,000 worth of gaffer tape and packing tape